Have you ever wondered what single change I would make to every Halloween movie if I could? No. Oh, well, that's too bad, because I'm going to tell you anyway. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite mask collector's favorite mask collector, AJ Good, here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, but not today.
Not today, Satan.
No, in today's video, we're just gonna have a chat. Just two old pals talking shit, you know? And before we really dive into today's video, I just want to take a second to say that I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your week is starting off well, and I hope that you're having a great day, because after all, today is a great day to have a great day. And if you're not having a great day today, that's okay too, because guess what? Tomorrow is quite literally a new day, and the cool thing about every new day is that every new day is the first day of the rest of your life. So, take that with you, think about it, apply it, and make tomorrow the day that you want it to be, okay? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into today's video, which is what changes I would make to every single Halloween movie in the franchise. Specifically, one change for each movie. Now, I've got to go ahead and give props to Nick over at the Lost River Drive-In for this idea. He has been cranking videos like this out on various franchises. He's done everything from the Scream series to the Pet Sematary series, so he's really been going hard at it, and I thought that it was a cool concept, so I decided to make one for myself for my all-time favorite franchise, Halloween. So, make sure to go over and check out Nick's channel if you are a fan of anything and everything horror. He has got you covered. He really is so well-spoken and so knowledgeable about a lot of stuff that his videos are quite enjoyable. I listen to all of his videos all the time. I put them on when I'm driving in the car. I put them on when I'm working on something at the house. He really is just my go-to guy for some background noise on some topics that I really, really enjoy. So, Nick, this one is for you. Now, let's get to my list of one change that I would make for every single Halloween film in the series. Starting with Halloween 1, The Golden Child, the original, the classic, the one that everybody says can't be touched, possibly the greatest slasher film of all time, and definitely the grandfather, even though Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out 4 years before that. But we're just going to ignore that and pretend that Halloween is the original, because it really did birth the slasher subgenre. So shout out to Halloween 1978. Now, what is one change that I would make to Halloween? Well, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this one, but I just don't care. I think that I am able to articulate this reasoning very, very well, and the one thing that I would change is to change who plays Michael Myers.
Damn!
I am just not a fan of Nick Castle's portrayal of the Shape. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. He's just kind of goofy. He gives clumsy, silly Ghostface vibes. I'm just not a fan from top to bottom. I don't like the way that he moves. I don't like the weird noises that he makes. And I definitely don't like the way that the mask fits his face.
I don't like anything about Drake. Mom, I don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I be trying to tell his face. I don't like the way he walks, like nothing. I don't like his haircut.
In fact, I think the best looking shot of Myers in the film is the closet scene, and that is because Tommy Lee Wallace is the one wearing the mask, and it just looks so much better on his head. I truly think that Nick Castle has been outshaped multiple times throughout the series, from Dick Warlock to James Jude Courtney. These guys actually crafted their Myers-like presence instead of just walking around like a goofball in a mask. So, I know that I'm going to get shredded for this for some reason, but the one change that I would make to Halloween is to replace Nick Castle with someone else, preferably Dick Warlock, because he's the GOAT. Which brings us to Halloween 2, my favorite film in the series. And I've got to say that the one change that I would make to this film is to take away the blood tears, pretty much that entire scene. I know this seems like a weird nitpick, and I guess it is, but it's just so silly to me. Lori, a supposed teenage girl who I'm gonna go ahead and take an educated guess and say that she's not super familiar with firearms, is handed a random revolver and just so happens to have marksman-like accuracy by shooting Michael Myers in both of his eyeballs without harming the mask whatsoever. And then somehow Myers bleeds perfectly from the tops of the eyelids of the mask to the outside of the bottom of the eyelids of the mask, and it's only a little bit of blood. Not a whole lot like you would think would come out of a human head, just a little bit. Just enough for dramatic effect in a cool looking mask, which, by the way, it doesn't look cool at all. Here's a little edit that I did to show you guys what the mask would look like in this scene without the blood tears, and I just don't think that there's any argument that it looks way cooler and way meaner without the blood tears. And then, like, what happens to Myers? He just turns into a stumbling idiot after getting shot in the face, even though he's been riddled with bullets all night and they've had little to no effect on him whatsoever. He gets shot in the eyes and all of a sudden forgets that there was a girl that he's been after this entire time 3 feet in front of him, and all he has to do is walk forward while swinging the scalpel like an idiot. Why would these eye shots turn him into a moron? I don't understand it. Either bullets affect the guy or they don't. He's been shot a whole bunch of times prior to this, but for some reason shooting him in the eyeballs just scrambled his brains, which I guess, yeah, technically getting shot in the face would scramble your brains, but dude, come on, we gotta have some sort of line here for what's going on. Those shots are just too convenient all the way around. I think they're silly. I think they're dumb. I think they make Myers look dumb and they make Myers act dumb, and there was definitely a better way to shoot the finale of this film. That's all I'm saying.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Moving right along, we have come to Halloween 3, the formerly red-headed stepchild but newly beloved favorite kid of the Halloween franchise. I don't know. It seems to really have developed some fans over the past 15 years or so, which is great to see because it's honestly a pretty good movie with a very cool concept, and I personally, along with, I would say, pretty much anybody that has good taste, would have much rather seen the Halloween series go the anthology route, and we would have gotten a new tale about Halloween that had nothing to do with the last one. And you guys know, it's a story as old as time. I think the anthology route would have been way better than the trillion Michael Myers movies that we got, which are almost all terrible. My point is, Halloween 3 is a good movie. It's so good, in fact, that I kind of had a hard time choosing what my one change for this film would be. But I guess if I had to pick, I would probably take Tom Atkins' character and make him just a little less sleazy. He's like all around a pretty likable guy throughout the film, and he seems to stand for good. He just also wants to bang anything with a pulse, which is fine because I am the same way, but not when I'm married. I just kind of can't get down with the cheating thing. I've always been that way, whether it's in real life or with characters in films. I just don't think that it's cool, and I don't like it. So there's my change for Halloween 3. Tom Atkins' character would not be a cheater. All right, and this brings us to Halloween 4, one of my favorite in the series and probably the most important and near and dear to my heart personally. This was the first Halloween movie that I ever saw, and it is very, very sentimental. So, what is one change that I would make to Halloween 4? Well, I'm gonna be honest, this one was pretty easy for me, and I know that a lot of people would say the mask, but I'll be totally honest, I think some of the masks that were used in this film are actually good. And I'm not saying that like they aren't bad. I'm saying they look good. Specifically, the shot of Myers getting up out of the rocking chair before he impales Sheriff Meeker's daughter with the shotgun. Or how about the mask hanging on the shelf at Vincent's drugstore? I think that those masks look incredible. And I know that the main mask that was used in this movie isn't anything special, but I also do truly believe that whatever character Michael Myers' mask is in that universe, I think that that is probably what the ominous white spooky guy mask would look like in the mid-'80s at a drugstore. It would just be a cheap, poorly made Halloween mask. Now, I'm not saying that that is a good mask or even a good thing. I'm just saying that if almost 10 years after the original Halloween took place and Myers had that much nicer version of the scary white guy mask, don't you think that the mask that you would find of that character at a drugstore would kind of look like a cheap piece of crap? I don't know. It just never really bothered me as much as it bothers other people, but there is something that does bother me a lot about Michael Myers' appearance in this film, and that is the one change that I would make. I would take away Michael Myers' shoulder pads, because what the are we doing? Why, oh why, did anyone ever think that this looked good? Like, a lot of people had to greenlight this for this to happen, and I just don't understand it. Now, obviously, I know why they did this. They wanted Michael Myers to look bigger, which I already personally think is dumb. I mean, Warlock was the smallest Myers that we've ever had still to this day, but he's also still the best looking Myers that we've ever had with the best portrayal. And honestly, a lot of what made him so cool was his smaller size. I mean, he's just a normal dude with these crazy, unexplainable feats of strength. That's sick, man. A bigger Myers is silly, but it's real silly when it ends up looking like this. So, easy, no question, hands down, I am removing the stupid Batman shoulder pads from George Wilbur in Halloween 4. Alright, so we are at Halloween 5, and the one change that I would make to this film is all of it. I have a pretty good feeling that that is going to be my answer for a lot of the movies from this point on. Now, all jokes aside, I genuinely think that one of the only things that I enjoy about Halloween 5 are some of the settings and locations, like the convenience store. It just really kind of reminds me of my own hometown of Chillicothe, Ohio, here in the beautiful Midwest from my childhood. And I mean, other than some of the filming locations, it can all go. The mask, the story, the twist ending, it's all garbage. But I will play by the rules here. I will choose one specific thing that I would change about this movie if I had the option, and that change has to be the Myers house. What the f are we even doing with this creative decision? Now, I understand that the French director wanted to be pretentious and French and change it to a Gothic style home, but you can't do that. That isn't where Michael Myers lived as a child. And if you are continuing the same timeline, you can't just retcon the original home. It's too important. It's too iconic. That's stupid. What the f? Who said, yeah, you can do that? Who said, like, what are we doing? So, Halloween 5, I am just going to make the Myers house again. Halloween 6, I told you guys it was all downhill from Halloween 5. If you thought that I hated 5, 6 is my kryptonite. There is absolutely nothing redeemable about this film whatsoever. The atmosphere sucks. The portrayal of Myers sucks. The mask looks like it was sculpted out of butter. And the story, oh my God, don't get me started on this train wreck. Absolute, certifiable, 100% grade A dog shit. I am going to break my own rule here, and this will be the only time that I give you guys an answer like this in this video, but if I had to make one change to Halloween 6, I would change it from existing to not existing. It is bad. I know that that's like using a wish to wish for more wishes, but it's gotta be done, and the crazy thing is, this isn't even my least favorite film in the Halloween series. Moving on, Halloween H2O 20 years later, or whatever. Oh boy, there is so much wrong with this film. Now, granted, it's not as bad as Halloween 6, but there's still nothing that I enjoy about it whatsoever. Once again, the atmosphere just doesn't work. I mean, the mask debacle is something that's been covered to no end, and I do genuinely find it so crazy that after 20 years at this point, people still just can't nail a Michael Myers mask. Like, what are these special effects guys doing? I would be so ashamed if I got the chance to make a Michael Myers mask for a Michael Myers movie and I fucked it up as bad as all of these entries have. We are still only at 2 of these movies having a good mask, and it was the one that they went out and bought for $6, spray painted, and cut on. Anyways, back to my complaints about the film itself. The actors and the way that their characters are written are just not good. Like I said, nothing about the movie does it for me, but I have to pick something, so let me think. I guess if I have to change one thing about this film, it would probably be the atmosphere. It just feels so out of place. The California setting sucks. It's so boring and uninspired and doesn't make me think of Halloween at all. And it's only made worse somehow by the enclosed settings of the school. It's boring and bland and obnoxious to look at, and somehow makes this film seem like it drags on for 5 hours. There's just something about Midwest scenery that has so much character, where even boring settings can be fun to look at, like a train bridge over a creek or a random gas station in the middle of nowhere. These places will undoubtedly fill you with a sense of nostalgia, even if you never experienced a place like that in the 80s or the 90s. This movie has none of that, not a single drop. It's just very unappealing to look at and bores me to death every time I sit down to watch this movie. Alright, friend, we are cruising through it, but somehow this still just can't end soon enough. Have I mentioned I am definitely not a fan of most of the Halloween movies? How is this my favorite series? I don't know. Alright, so we are at Halloween Resurrection, arguably the most trashed in the franchise. The fan base hates this movie, and I'm pretty impartial on this one. I'm pretty back and forth. I could live with or without it. I don't have super strong feelings about it. I will say that I obviously don't hate it as much as everyone else, but that by no means that I like it. A lot of complaints I see are about the mask, which I kind of don't understand. I'm going back to the Halloween universe thing where if Michael Myers had a mask that was based on something that actually existed in that universe, then yeah, I would say that over 20 years later, if you walked into a costume shop, that's probably what the mask would look like at that point. Whatever that white-faced man character was, this is probably what he would look like in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't have an issue with the mask. I also don't mind the found footage thing. In fact, I think that it's only so hated because it was kind of ahead of its time. Who was talking about live streams in 2000? I don't even hate Busta Rhymes in this film. I mean, I absolutely hate the karate kick with the one-liner, but that's just the day and age that we were in. I guess if I had to pick one change to make with this film, it would be a different writer and director. I just feel like a slightly different take on this concept could have turned it from something that is mediocre to bad to something that is decent, halfway decent, I guess. Who knows how many of those corny moments like the karate kick and the electric ball shock we would have lost. Honestly, it was hard to even pick this change because I'm so indifferent and I pay so little mind to Halloween Resurrection that I can't really feel too strongly about anything. I don't know. A different writer and director, I guess. All right, we have officially left the OG timeline. Depending on how you look at it. I think we crossed through 3 or 4 timelines already, technically, but you know what I mean. We're in the new wave. We have finally arrived at Rob Zombie's remake. This is an easy one for me. I would absolutely 100% unceremoniously get rid of the first 3/4 of this film. I never ever want an explanation as to why Michael Myers is Michael Myers, and I definitely don't want it if it sounds and looks like this.
I'm all broken up here, bitch. I can't work. Bitch, I will crawl over there and I will skull fuck the shit out of you.
Oh, I'll get the crutches for you.
That's all that fucker does is cry. Trying shit.
It is so painful to sit through, and it does such an injustice and disservice to Michael Myers as a character and the lore that we have grown to love about this man monster thing. See, we don't even know what he is. I don't want to think of him as some white trash trailer park kid whose mom's a stripper and his dad's a weird creep. Humanizing something that you're not supposed to see as human is dumb. It's so counterproductive, and for that reason, the first 3/4 of this film have to go. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and where do we go with this one? The forced Sherry Moon zombie? The Myers talking? The fact that the best scene in the film ends up being a dream sequence? You know, at the end of the day, I think at this point, I can accept the fact that Rob is going to force feed us Sherry Moon zombie and put her in every film ever. And I can also accept the dream sequence because it was that good. I'm just glad that that actually made it into the movie. But Myers speaking is just so unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
We are once again humanizing Michael Myers. For what? So, I would have to say that Michael Myers yelling, "Die," before he stabs Dr. Loomis, it's out. It's cringy, and it shows an absolute lack of understanding for the Michael Myers character. It just doesn't add anything positive to this movie. Halloween 2018. Not gonna lie, this one had me in the first half.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
They were absolutely right on track with this one at the start, and you know, maybe it did age a little poorer than I initially anticipated, but I've got to say, it kind of does still hold up for what it is, and as long as you can ignore the 2 movies that come after it, it's not too bad. In fact, I think I only have 2 complaints about this movie as a whole. One of them is my pick for the thing that I would change about this film, and that is the forced cringy callbacks. The fan service that no fans that I know want. It's the "Happy Halloween, Michael."
Happy Halloween, Michael.
The, "Oh look, Lori fell off of the balcony and then disappeared when Michael Myers looked for her. That's like the opposite of what happened in 1978 movie." There are too many of these to count sprinkled into this movie, and again, they just feel so forced. I'm not against some callbacks and some fan service, but the way that they present it here is really, really corny. I mean, genuinely, everybody that I've talked to about this feels the same way. They just don't like it. It's too much. Too in your face, too on the nose, too obvious, too forced, and just unnecessary. It really takes you out of the experience that the movie gives you up to those points. But that isn't the only thing that I have a problem with. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know my runner-up change that I would have made to this movie if I had the choice, and that is Dr. Sartain's involvement. Michael should never have or need any help. It just is stupid. That once again devalues him as a character. Giving him help with his escape 40 years later through Dr. Sartain just weakens the lore of Michael Myers in this timeline. It was not needed, and the movie definitely became worse because of it. Oh boy, we are getting close to the end. We have Halloween Kills, and I don't even think that I need to say it. Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight!
Evil dies tonight!
All right,
Get the out of here. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things to dislike and complain about when it comes to Halloween Kills, but a lot of them just kind of come right back to Tommy Doyle.
So night-night. Night-night.
He is pretty much the root of all the bad things that happen in this movie and all of the painful moments that make me dislike it, and it sucks because I will say that this is probably my second favorite portrayal of Michael Myers, and it might even be a better version of Michael Myers than H2, but H2 is just so sentimental to me that Warlock will probably forever hold that spot. But dude, Myers in Halloween Kills is on another level. I will take Jason Bourne Myers all day, every day. It was great. He looked great. The kills were great. His intensity was great. His strength was great. And he's still a pretty normal-sized human. So all around, great Myers, but they just stuck that portrayal in such a dog shit movie. What are we doing? Evil dies tonight. So there you go. There is my change for Halloween Kills. We are getting rid of Tommy Doyle altogether. We're just gonna Kill him. Tommy Doyle dies in a car accident the week before Halloween 2018. That sounds pretty good to me, huh? All right, so there you go. My definitive list of one change that I would make to every entry in the Halloween franchise. Let me know what you guys think of my list, and let me know what your list is. I want to see some real lists down there in the comments section. I will meet you guys down there, and we will have a general discussion. Definitely looking forward to hearing from you guys. Let's get some engagement up. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about my list, and I definitely want to hear your list. I have a feeling that they are going to be all over the place, so contribute. Let's do this. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and end this video. My voice is shot. We have been recording for 52 minutes, and I already shot one video this morning, so I'm tapping out. Please do me a couple free favors and drop a like on the video as well as hyping it up so it reaches more people and they can see how awesome the House of Masks community is. We need more Masketeers around here. We're almost at 200,000. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here and watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. So until then, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and to Halloween Ends. Yeah, I left that one out on purpose. I know that a lot of people are gonna tell me that I forgot about it, but I didn't forget. I just didn't forgive. Anyways, I will see you in the next one.